Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. When God is about to bless you with something big, something life-changing, something you've been praying for, He will send signs. Not just any signs, signs that test your patience, signs that shake your faith, signs that make you question everything. But hear me now. That's how you know something great is coming. When you are on the brink of receiving something big, something that will change your life, the first thing you will notice is that obstacles begin to multiply. It won't be a slow trickle of challenges. It will feel like a flood. Problems will come from directions you never expected, and the harder you push forward, the stronger the resistance will seem. This is not a coincidence. It is a sign. It is the friction that comes before breakthrough, the pressure that refines you before elevation. The moment you set your sights on something greater, opposition will rise to test your resolve. People you once depended on may start pulling away. Those who supported you when times were easy may suddenly become silent. You may hear words that shake your confidence, discouragement from those who can't see the vision you've been given. You'll find doors that once seemed open suddenly shut without warning. Finances may dry up, plans may fall apart, and every step forward may feel like a battle. But hear me. That is the nature of the journey when you are stepping into something greater. The reason obstacles multiply before a blessing is simple. Growth requires resistance. Diamonds are formed under pressure, muscles grow through tension, and faith is strengthened through trials. If everything came easily, if every path were smooth, you would not develop the endurance or wisdom needed to sustain the blessing that is coming your way. God does not just want to give you something big, He wants to make sure you are ready to carry it. It is in these moments that many people give up. They see the challenges, the setbacks, the overwhelming pressure, and they assume it means they are on the wrong path. But the truth is, the closer you are to your breakthrough, the more intense the struggle becomes. The enemy knows what is coming. He knows the impact you are about to make, the lives you are about to change, and the purpose you are about to walk into. That is why the attack comes with such force. It is a last attempt to shake your faith, to make you doubt, to make you turn back before you step into what is rightfully yours. So when obstacles multiply, do not be discouraged. Do not mistake the battle for defeat. Recognize it for what it is, a sign that you are getting closer. When the pressure increases, push harder. When the resistance feels unbearable, stand firm. When everything in you wants to quit, remember that on the other side of the storm is the blessing you have been waiting for. Every challenge is shaping you, every setback is teaching you, and every obstacle is proof that something extraordinary is coming. Stay the course. The blessing is already on its way. Doubt is one of the strongest forces that will rise against you when you are on the verge of something great. It will not come from the outside at first. It will come from within. It will start as a whisper in your mind, a small voice questioning if you are truly ready, if you are truly capable, if you even deserve what is coming. That whisper will grow louder with every challenge, every delay, every unexpected setback. You will begin to wonder if the dream was too big, if the vision was unrealistic, if you misheard what God was telling you. That is how doubt works. It seeps into your thoughts slowly, disguising itself as logic, as reason, as caution. But make no mistake, doubt is the enemy of destiny. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the more doubt will press against you. It will remind you of your past failures, your mistakes, your shortcomings. It will dig up every insecurity you thought you had overcome. It will make you compare yourself to others, convincing you that they are more talented, more deserving, more prepared. It will make you question if you have what it takes. It will make you hesitate when you should move forward. It will make you second guess the very thing you were once certain of. This is not by accident. Doubt is a tool, a weapon designed to stop you before you even begin. But you must understand something. Doubt does not show up when nothing is at stake. It only appears when something powerful is on the horizon. The enemy does not waste time attacking those who are not a threat. If you feel overwhelmed by doubt, it is because what is ahead of you is significant. And that is why you must push through. You cannot allow a temporary feeling to derail a permanent blessing. You cannot allow fear to disguise itself as wisdom. You cannot let the weight of uncertainty stop you from stepping into what has already been prepared for you. The key to overcoming doubt is faith. Faith in what you have been called to do, faith in the gifts you have been given, faith in the fact that you were not placed on this path by accident. Every great achievement, every powerful move, every significant shift in history was carried out by someone who felt doubt but moved forward anyway. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall away is not the absence of doubt, but the refusal to surrender to it. So when doubt creeps in, recognize it for what it is. Do not feed it. Do not entertain it. Speak against it. Move in spite of it, because on the other side of that doubt is everything you have been working for, praying for, and waiting for. And if you can silence that voice, even for a moment, and take the next step forward, you will find that the thing you were afraid of was never as powerful as you thought. Keep moving. Your breakthrough is waiting. As you approach your breakthrough, one of the most unexpected and challenging signs that something big is on the way is the people who begin to disappear from your life. These are not always strangers, but often the people closest to you. Friends, family, colleagues, those who have walked beside you in good times and bad. At first, it may confuse you. You may wonder why the ones you've supported, the ones who have been there for you, start drifting away, why they stop returning calls, stop offering help, or suddenly seem less present in your life. In these moments, it can feel like a betrayal, a sign that something is wrong, that perhaps you are losing the support you need. But in truth, it is a sign that you are moving toward your next level. And not everyone can go with you. When God is preparing you for something bigger, He often removes the people who cannot go with you into that future. Not because they are bad people, but because they are simply not aligned with where you are headed. The journey to your destiny is not for everyone. And there are some people in your life who, for various reasons, cannot walk into your new season. Sometimes it's because they are not ready for the change that is coming. Sometimes it's because they are not equipped to handle the success, the responsibility, or the demands that will come with your breakthrough. There are times when people love you, but their love comes with limitations that no longer fit who you are becoming. This can feel painful. Losing people, especially those who you thought would always be by your side, can trigger feelings of abandonment or loneliness. You may question if you did something wrong, if you could have done more to keep those relationships intact. But in reality, God is making room for what's next. The people who disappear are often the ones who are holding you back, whether intentionally or unintentionally, keeping you from growing, limiting your potential, or even feeding into your fears and insecurities. These are the people who, while well-meaning, may have unconsciously kept you in a cycle of complacency, not allowing you to rise to the full height of your calling. There are also those who leave because of envy, jealousy, or fear. They see you moving towards something great, something they might not understand or be able to support. Their departure is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of their own inability to cope with the changes they see happening in you. They may feel threatened, afraid that your growth exposes their own insecurities or forces them to confront their own lack of progress. In such cases, their departure is actually a gift. It clears the path for the people who will walk beside you, who will encourage your growth and help you achieve your dreams. It's important to remember that people disappearing is not always a negative thing. It is, in fact, a sign that you are moving forward. The more you grow, the more you change, and the more you begin to step into your purpose, the more people will fall away who are no longer in alignment with your path. This isn't a sign of failure. It's a necessary part of the process. Sometimes, in order to move to the next level, you have to let go of the things and people that no longer serve your greater good. So when people disappear, do not hold on too tightly. Trust that God is clearing the space for the right people, those who will love you at your highest, who will challenge you to grow, and who will stand with you through the challenges ahead. The right people will show up when the time is right. The ones who leave were never meant to be part of your next chapter. Let them go and keep moving forward, because your destiny awaits. When you are about to step into something great, one of the most profound signs you will notice is that unusual opportunities begin to appear in your life. These are opportunities that don't look like the ones you planned for, the ones you expected, or the ones that fit neatly into your comfort zone. They may seem random at first or even out of place, but if you pay attention, you will realize that they are not coincidences. They are divine nudges, God's way of positioning you for your breakthrough. These opportunities often show up when you least expect them. They may not come wrapped in the shiny, polished package you had in mind. Instead, they might appear as unexpected conversations, chance meetings, or projects that fall into your lap. Maybe a person reaches out to you about a job you hadn't even considered, or an event pops up that aligns with a passion you've forgotten about. It may be a new connection, a business proposal, or an idea that seems out of your realm of expertise but excites you nonetheless. At first glance, these opportunities may not seem significant, but they hold the potential to change everything. The reason these opportunities feel unusual is because they come when you're on the edge of something new. They are not part of the plan you've already mapped out in your mind. They are not the result of your calculated efforts or controlled environment. They require you to take a step into the unknown, to embrace uncertainty, to trust that something bigger is at play. These opportunities push you to stretch beyond your comfort zones and see the world through a different lens. The key is not to shy away from them because they don't look like what you envisioned, but to see them for what they truly are. Signposts that lead to your destiny. Sometimes you might even feel unprepared for these opportunities. You might question your ability to seize them or doubt whether you have the skills, resources, or knowledge to make them work. But it's in those moments that you have to remind yourself that growth doesn't come from staying in the familiar. It comes from stepping into the unknown, from pushing past your limitations and trusting that God will equip you for the journey. Those unusual opportunities are meant to stretch you, to challenge you, and to force you to grow in ways you never imagined. What you need to understand is that God doesn't always give you the path to success in a straight line. Sometimes He will open a door that seems unrelated to your current situation, but is exactly what you need to move forward. It may not make sense at first. It may not align with your current goals or even your current mindset, but that is exactly how God works. He will place you in situations where you must rely on Him, situations that will grow your faith and expand your horizons. These opportunities often require you to trust in the process and take a leap of faith, knowing that He has already gone before you to prepare the way. So when these unusual opportunities appear, don't dismiss them out of hand. Don't second guess them or let fear hold you back. Recognize them as divine invitations to move forward into the future that God has prepared for you. They may not fit neatly into your current plan, but they are often the very thing that will propel you into your destiny. Be open to the unexpected, be willing to take a chance, and most importantly, be ready to trust that these seemingly unusual opportunities are part of a bigger, greater plan. As you step closer to your breakthrough, one of the most intense forces you will encounter is fear. Fear has a way of sneaking up on you when you are on the edge of something big, something life-changing. It shows up in the moments when you are about to make a bold decision, take a risk, or step into the unknown. It feels like a heavy weight pressing down on your chest, filling your mind with endless what-ifs and paralyzing your every move. Fear will try to convince you that you are not capable, not qualified, and not ready for what is coming. But the truth is, fear is a sign that you are about to step into something greater than yourself. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the more fear will amplify. It is a tool of the enemy designed to stop you in your tracks, to keep you stuck in your comfort zone, to prevent you from moving forward. Fear will tell you that the risks are too high, that the road ahead is too uncertain, that failure is inevitable. It will magnify your doubts, inflate your insecurities, and drown out your faith. It will try to convince you that playing it safe is the only option, that staying where you are is better than venturing into the unknown. But this is exactly when you must press through it. What you need to realize is that fear is not always a warning sign. It's a sign that you are on the right path. The greater the fear, the greater the opportunity for growth. Think about it. Every time you face something truly significant in your life, fear showed up. The fear of starting a new job, moving to a new city, speaking in front of a crowd, or taking on a new responsibility. Every step toward progress is met with resistance. And fear is one of the strongest forms of resistance. But if you let fear control you, it will rob you of your potential. Fear only has power over you if you allow it to. It thrives on hesitation, on doubt, on indecision. Fear will try to paralyze you by convincing you that you're not prepared, that you're not enough, that you're going to fail. It will fill your mind with every possible worst-case scenario. But the more you step into the unknown, the more you push through the fear, the more you realize that fear is often just an illusion. The things we fear are rarely as terrifying as they seem once we face them head on. Fear keeps us in the realm of the hypothetical, while courage propels us into the reality of what's possible. To overcome fear, you must take action despite it. Fear doesn't disappear the moment you decide to move forward, but the more you move in faith, the more fear loses its grip on you. You have to move in spite of the fear. Every step you take toward your goal, every action you make in defiance of the fear, weakens its hold on you. The key is to refuse to let fear dictate your actions. You may feel afraid, but that doesn't mean you have to stop. You can acknowledge the fear, understand that it's a natural response to change, and then do it anyway. Remember, fear is not a reflection of your inadequacy, but a sign that you are about to step into something new, something powerful. It's a signal that you are growing, stretching, and evolving. The more you face it, the more you will realize that fear only has the power that you give it. So when fear tries to paralyze you, take a deep breath, acknowledge its presence, and keep moving forward. Because on the other side of that fear lies your breakthrough. As you approach a moment in your life where something extraordinary is about to unfold, you will encounter a profound truth. Your character will be tested. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the more your integrity, patience, and resilience will be stretched. These tests often don't come with warning signs. They appear in moments of difficulty, when you least expect them, pushing you to act in ways that reflect who you truly are on the inside. It's in these moments that you will be asked, will you remain true to who you are, even when no one is watching? Will you hold on to your values, even when it feels like everything around you is falling apart? Will you do the right thing, even when it costs you? Character is not something that is built in moments of ease. It is developed in the heat of the struggle, when you are under pressure, when you are tempted to take shortcuts, or when it feels like your efforts are going unnoticed. Your character is revealed not by the grand victories, but by the small, everyday decisions you make when the stakes are high. It is in the way you handle frustration, disappointment, and the small annoyances of life that your true character emerges. Do you respond with kindness, with patience, and with grace? Or do you give in to anger, bitterness, or selfishness? When you are about to receive something big, God will allow your character to be tested because He wants to ensure that you can handle what is coming. He is preparing you to not only step into a new season, but to sustain it. Success and elevation are not just about talent, hard work, or timing. They are about the strength of your character to support that success. If you are given a great blessing without having developed the character to handle it, it can quickly unravel. That's why these tests come. They are not punishments, but opportunities for you to prove to yourself and to God that you are ready for the responsibility that comes with greatness. The test of character often comes in the form of difficult people or situations. You may be faced with individuals who are unfair, unkind, or even downright hostile. These situations are designed to test your response. Will you retaliate? Will you allow your emotions to control your actions? Or will you rise above the negativity, choosing peace over conflict and love over bitterness? The way you respond in these moments will determine whether you are truly ready for the next phase of your journey. Another test of character comes when you are offered opportunities that seem too good to be true. These situations may be tempting, promising you everything you've ever wanted, but at the cost of compromising your integrity. In these moments, you must ask yourself, what is more important, getting ahead by any means necessary, or staying true to your values and trusting that what is meant for you will come in the right time, in the right way? The easy path will often present itself, but the right path will require discipline, patience, and trust. Character tests are not always dramatic or life-altering moments. Sometimes they come in the form of everyday decisions. Do you show up on time even when no one is watching? Do you honor your word even when it would be easier to back out? Do you extend grace to those who have hurt you? Or do you hold grudges? These seemingly small choices shape your character and prepare you for the larger challenges ahead. When your character is tested, remember that it is not meant to break you, but to refine you. Each test is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more aligned with the person you are meant to be, and to prove that you are ready for what is coming. God is not looking for perfection. He is looking for faithfulness, integrity, and a willingness to rise above the circumstances and remain true to who you are at your core. When your character is tested, embrace it as part of the process. It is shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for the greatness that awaits. As you approach a breakthrough, one of the most undeniable and profound signs that something big is coming is the restless stirring within your spirit. This restlessness is not just a simple feeling of unease. It's a deep internal awareness that you are on the edge of something greater than you have ever experienced before. Your spirit becomes restless because it knows that you are meant for more, that the life you have been living is not the life you are destined to continue. This restlessness is a divine signal, an internal nudge telling you that change is on the horizon and you are being called to step into something new. This stirring within your spirit can feel like an uneasiness that won't quite go away. It's a sense that you no longer fit in the place you once felt comfortable. The job you've held for years, the relationships you've maintained, the routines you've established, they no longer satisfy your soul the way they once did. You begin to feel disconnected, almost as if something is missing, even though everything in your external world may seem perfectly fine. It's in these moments that you will feel a push to move, to change, to grow. But you won't always know exactly where or how. This restlessness can be uncomfortable and confusing, but it is essential for your transformation. The restless spirit you feel is a sign that you are being stretched. It's a whisper from within telling you that the life you have is not the life you are meant to stay in forever. It's not about dissatisfaction with what you have. It's about being called to something greater. The restlessness can show up as an internal hunger for more purpose, a desire for deeper meaning, or an urgent need to make an impact that reaches beyond yourself. It is the Spirit's way of telling you that you have outgrown your current situation and that you are being prepared for a shift, even though you may not fully understand what that shift will look like. In the face of this restlessness, many people make the mistake of trying to ignore it or push it aside. They might try to quiet the unease with distractions, busyness, or temporary fixes, but the more they try to ignore it, the louder it becomes. Restlessness doesn't fade when it is ignored. It only grows stronger because it is not just an emotional reaction, it is a call to action. You cannot run away from the inner prompting that you are being prepared for something greater. The discomfort you feel is not meant to break you, but to push you toward the destiny that awaits. Your spirit will grow restless because it knows that you are capable of more than what you have been settling for. This restlessness pushes you to question your current circumstances, to evaluate whether you are truly living the life you are meant to lead. It challenges you to examine the areas of your life where you may have become complacent or stagnant. It drives you to seek new horizons, to explore uncharted territories, and to take risks that you would not have considered before. But with this restless spirit also comes the opportunity to listen. This is the time to lean in, to seek clarity, and to trust that your inner knowing is guiding you toward the next step. Your spirit is growing restless because it's trying to awaken you to the potential you've yet to realize. It's pushing you to dig deeper, to push harder, to break through the limitations you place on yourself and embrace the unknown. This restlessness can feel overwhelming at times, but it's important to remember that it is part of the process of growth. It's the discomfort that accompanies transformation, the sign that you are moving closer to the next chapter in your life. When your spirit grows restless, embrace it. Let it propel you forward. Don't be afraid of the unknown or the uncertainty. It's just the beginning of something bigger than you've ever imagined, and your soul knows it. The journey to a breakthrough is rarely smooth. In fact, one of the most consistent truths about major transformation is that it often comes after a storm. The storm is symbolic of the trials, challenges, and hardships you face as you approach something bigger than you ever expected. It is in the storm that you are tested, refined, and strengthened. It's easy to lose hope during the storm, to feel as if the struggle will never end, but the breakthrough you desire is waiting for you on the other side. It is precisely because of the storm that you are able to appreciate and fully step into the greatness that is about to unfold. A storm doesn't just refer to physical weather, but to the emotional, spiritual, and mental challenges that arise when you are on the verge of a breakthrough. It's the moments when you feel overwhelmed, exhausted, and confused. It's when your faith is shaken, your patience tested, and your resolve questioned. It's when it seems like everything is falling apart and nothing is going right. This is often when you feel like giving up, when you question whether it's worth it to keep going. But it is exactly during this time that your breakthrough is most likely within reach. The storm forces you to grow. It forces you to dig deeper than you ever have before, to find a strength within you that you didn't know existed. It challenges your perception of what you can handle, teaching you resilience and persistence. In the midst of the storm, you may not see how it could possibly lead to anything positive, but storms are necessary for growth. When you go through a storm, it clears away the old, the stagnant, the things that no longer serve you, leaving room for something new. It may feel like destruction, but it's actually a form of divine pruning, preparing you for what's next. After the storm, the clarity you seek often emerges. The vision you once had becomes sharper. Your purpose becomes clearer, and your path more defined. The pain of the storm eventually gives way to peace. The struggle will eventually subside, and in the calm that follows, you will see the breakthrough you've been waiting for. It's in these quiet moments that you realize how much you've learned and grown. The storm has prepared you to not only survive, but to thrive. You are stronger, wiser, and more equipped to handle what's to come. The truth is, breakthroughs rarely happen without some level of challenge. If everything were easy, there would be no need for breakthroughs. It is the resistance, the hardships, and the obstacles that give your success meaning. Without the storm, the victory wouldn't be as sweet. It's when you push through the most difficult of times that you realize how much you are capable of, how much your character has grown, and how much strength you've built. And when the storm passes, you are better prepared to handle the success because you know the value of perseverance and the power of holding on during difficult times. So when you find yourself in the middle of the storm, remember that it's not the end of the journey, it's the preparation for your breakthrough. Don't be discouraged by the intensity of the moment. Don't allow the challenges to make you believe that your breakthrough isn't coming. It's in the storm that you are being made ready for something bigger, something greater. Keep holding on, keep moving forward, because when the storm clears, you will see that the breakthrough was worth every single struggle.